Ever stop and think about the phone in your hand or the coffee in your cup and wonder how in the world it actually got to you? Well, it's all thanks to this massive, hidden system we call the global supply chain. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this invisible network that pretty much powers our entire world. I mean, really think about it for a second. This can of soda, it didn't just magically appear on the shelf, right? Its journey is this incredible story of global coordination. To really get it, let's trace its path backward, starting from the very end. Okay, so the whole journey culminates right here, with you, the customer. That final moment, the purchase, that's what kicks off and justifies this entire, unbelievably complex process we're about to unpack. Now, right before you bought it, where was that can? It was sitting on a retailer's shelf. This is that crucial point of sale. You know, the final handshake between you and the massive network humming away behind the product. And how did the retailer get it? Well, they get their stock from a distributor. You can picture these as just massive warehouses, these logistical hubs that take in huge bulk shipments and break them down into smaller deliveries for all the individual stores. So, working our way back, the distributor was supplied by the manufacturer. In this case, that's the bottling plant where the soda was actually mixed, made, and put into the can. And finally, we can trace it all the way back to the suppliers of the raw materials. We're talking the aluminum for the can, the sugar, the flavorings, and what's crazy is that each one of those components has its own complex supply chain. It just keeps going. So this entire path we just walked, from the raw materials all the way to you, that is what we call a supply chain. It's this whole interconnected flow of organizations, activities, and resources needed to get a product into your hands. But here's the thing, it's not just about moving stuff from point A to point B. The real magic is in supply chain management. That's the active planning and coordination, all the partners talking to each other to make the whole process as smooth as possible. For this whole thing to work, you've got to have three critical flows happening all at once. First, you've got the physical flow, the actual goods moving down the chain towards you. Second, you've got the cash flow, that's your money, moving back up the chain. And third, and this is arguably the most important one, you have the information flow. Data on demand, inventory levels, it's all flying back and forth to keep the entire system in sync. And of course, these days, these chains stretch all across the globe. The advantage is pretty obvious. Companies can get materials and labor from wherever it's cheapest or best. But, and it's a big but, the challenges create huge risks. We're talking longer shipping times, complex rules, and just being vulnerable to all sorts of geopolitical shocks. So, if the supply chain is the what, then logistics is the how. It's the engine, it's the muscle that physically moves everything. Let's zoom in on that for a second. Now, this is a really crucial point. Logistics is a part of supply chain management, not the whole thing. Think of it as the tactical, physical side of the equation, planning the truck routes, managing the warehouses, and controlling that efficient flow of goods right to the customer. We can actually break logistics down into a few core pieces. You've got your physical facilities, like warehouses. You have the inventory that's being stored inside them. You've got the transportation, the ships, planes, and trucks to move it all. And right at the heart of it all, connecting everything, you've got information. That's the data that makes every other piece work smarter. And this is where it gets really, really complicated. Because this beautifully tuned global machine is actually surprisingly fragile. When just one part breaks, the entire system feels the shockwaves. How well a country handles its logistics has massive economic consequences. I mean, just look at the World Bank's performance index. It shows this gap so clearly. You've got a top performer like Singapore that's just a model of efficiency. But then a lower-ranked country faces these huge hurdles with infrastructure and customs, and that directly hurts their ability to compete on the world stage. Get this. In some developing economies, logistics can account for a staggering 25% of a product's final cost. Think about that. A quarter of the price is just the cost of getting it there. That's a massive drag on the economy and a direct hit to your wallet. All right, let's put you in the driver's seat for a minute. Imagine your most critical supplier ships everything through a major port that just went on strike. It is completely shut down, nothing in, nothing out for the next 2 weeks. You look at your warehouse and your stomach drops. You only have enough stock to last for 7 days. The port is closed for 14. The clock is ticking. What is your next move? all of a sudden, you're facing a bunch of terrible choices. Do you pay double, maybe even triple, to reroute everything through a longer, alternate route? Do you just risk running out of stock completely and having empty shelves? Or do you get ahead of it, warn your customers about the delays, and risk losing their business to a competitor? There are absolutely no easy answers here, and every single choice has a cost. So why should any of this stuff, the chains, the logistics, the disruptions, why should it matter to you? Well, it's because this invisible network is the hidden force behind the price you pay and whether that thing you want is even on the shelf when you go to buy it. A delay at a port on the other side of the world can mean your new phone is out of stock for a month. A spike in fuel costs can mean your groceries are suddenly more expensive. It is all connected. You know, when it comes right down to it, the goal of this entire massive global system can be summed up perfectly by this: the design and management of seamless, value-added processes to meet the real needs of the end customer. It's just a great reminder that every single link in this chain has one purpose: serving you. So the next time you pick up a product, anything at all, I hope you'll see more than just an object. I hope you'll see the invisible network, this complex global dance of people and machines that brought that one thing all the way to you.